are using Google Docs to work on your homework, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to use the equation editor. Come here to Insert, and then go down to Equation. When you have something like a 3x squared, type in the 3, come here to Math, Equations, and everything, and then go to the XB. Type in your X, and then hit the arrow key over. Notice that the cursor went up. Type in the 2, and then click out of that, or scroll over, and then you can say plus 4x minus 7 equals 0. And this allows you to put in an equation. And then just hit enter. When you're trying to solve things or factor things, I want you to type in the original equation. So one of the equations that you might have would be like an x squared. So I would get my square, so x squared plus an x is equal to 24. Okay, so that's my original equation. On the next line, I would show my next step, where I have to move the 24 over. So I would say new equation, and that would be x squared plus it'd be plus an x minus 24 is equal to 0. So I'm showing my steps as I go. And then I would factor this out. And so I would want to show my factored format. Over here, I could show what numbers I'm going to use, such as maybe a 12 and a 1, a 6 and a 4, anything like that that might work. In this case, none of them are actually going to work. But in other words, step out your work, okay? If you were to have something such as, let's say we've got a 2x squared plus x minus 15 equals 0. So this one is already set up. What I can do is I can come over here and say, okay, 2 times a negative 15, that's going to equal a negative 30. And I want things to add up to a positive 1. And so that's going to be a negative 5 and a positive 6. So I know what numbers, okay? And that way I kind of know where you're getting your information. And so we would end up with a 2x let's see here, a 2x minus 5, and this should be in parentheses. Nope. 2x minus 5 times an x plus 3 equals 0, because remember I have to divide both of these by my leading coefficient of 2. And then I would set 2x minus 5 equal to 0. And I would set x plus 3 equal to 0. And so in this particular case, I would have 2x is equal to a 5, because I add the 5 to both sides. And then here I would have x is equal to a -3. This one I have to divide by 2, so I get that x is equal to, and I have fractions, so a 5 halves. And so my solution set, let's see, solution set would be this, and I would put a fraction in there, so it'd be 5 halves, comma, -3. And so this would actually be my answer, but I can at least see how you worked it out, not just the original problem and then the answer. Because I don't know how you got to that answer. The answer may be correct or it may not be correct. And so I want to know how you got to that answer. So use the equation editor. So in other words, do an insert an equation. And use that equation editor to show me how you get to your solutions. Okay, show me that work and everything.